What do we mean when we talk about Kedusha, holiness? This idea appears right at the foot of Har Sinai, when God commands Bnei Israel, V'yatem tiyu li mamlechet kohanim v'goy kadosh. You will be for me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. And then again in the beginning of Parshat Kedoshim, in the middle of Sefer Vayikra, we are told, Kedoshim tihiyu, ki kadosh ani Hashem Elokechem. You shall be holy because I, God, am holy. And then a whole long list of mitzvot. Somehow Kedusha, both at Har Sinai and at Kedoshim, is tied to a life of mitzvot. Then we find something different at the beginning of Parshat Korach. Korach challenges Moshe with the idea of Kedusha. Korach says, Ki kol ha'ida kulam kedoshim. All of us are holy, and God is in all of us, and who died and made you boss? Since we're all equally holy, we should all have a right to be the head of Bnei Israel. For Korach, Kedusha is about entitlement. It's about privilege. It's about status. We are all already holy. We have achieved what needs to be achieved. And therefore, we are all privileged. And therefore, Moshe, who made you more privileged than the rest? That's one sense of Kedusha. Kedusha as a static state, as a status. The Torah does not speak about Kedusha like that. The Torah speaks about Kedusha as something to strive for. V'atem tiyu li, you shall become a goy kadosh. It's something you have to work for. You work for it through a life dedicated to doing the mitzvot. Kedoshim tiyu, you shall become holy. You shall strive for holiness. How? Through a life of mitzvot and a life of growth and a life of it's never enough and working to get closer to God and to live a life of greater perfection. From that perspective, Kedusha makes demands. Kedusha is something to strive for, something to yearn for. It is the opposite of Kedusha, of privilege and of status. And this is also the difference between leadership. Korach saw leadership as something about privilege and status and honor, and therefore he wanted it for himself. We never hear him talk about how he will serve. For Moshe, it's never about status. God, take anyone other than me. It's about service. This is leadership and this is Kedusha. Devoted to service as a leader and devoted to becoming holy, to striving, not to owning a sense of privilege, which makes us better than all the rest, owning a sense of responsibility and growth. Shabbat Shalom.